Alaikum. I'm Malik Hodge, a prophet of the Levites and a priest of the Abrahamic covenant. We're going to begin this presentation with the Holocaust. The Holocaust. The 400 years of affliction and terror that we have experienced here in America. The Holocaust is the base that the scriptures are based around. The 400 years of Abraham's seed being in this land of horror and terror. Now, we know that we were dehumanized. We were 3/5 of a man. We were animals in the sight of this nation. For hundreds of years, we were animals. They didn't change their minds. They didn't have a change of heart. No. Their system evolved. So they started doing things differently to achieve the same with the same goals, the same effect. They just evolved it from one thing to another, because they needed to change the situations that when they no longer needed us for one thing, they had to evolve it and to produce this, to get the same production out of us in different ways. So America has never changed its laws, its bylaws. Now, brothers and sisters, you think that the 13th Amendment and the 14th Amendment was written by you or for you? You had nothing to do with it. The demons was duped by the synagogue of Satan, the false Israel, the false Jews. So you don't understand what's actually written in those bylaws and in those laws. All those things is circumstantial. So in all essence, you're still an animal written in their constitution. You're still 3/5 of a man. You're still an animal. The black man and woman is still labeled. If you go in their books, you read, you're still labeled as an animal. So this is a reason that we begin with the Holocaust, because we have to get you to understand that the conditions that you were always in America, that the things have changed, but things have not changed. They have just evolved in a way to that, you're still experiencing, they're still carrying out their same agenda, their same tactics. They've just evolved in the way that they do it. And the laws have not been rewritten in a way that you are even you're still considered an animal. So when things get rough, remember, why did they call us animals? They have already, they cannibals. They will eat. They will eat you. Now, the Holocaust, the dehumanizing of us, the torture, the endless torturing, the using our children as footstools, raping and sodomizing children, molesting the children, having sex. These are men having sex with little girls 8, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. Sometime earlier than that. Had no remorse. And this is a nation. They had no remorse for us as a people. The raping our men, the raping of our women, the molesting, the hanging, the lynching, the burning of the stake, barbecuing us. Doing these things, just treachery. And these things, as the years have passed, has never been taken away. Now, the reason why they would never write a law for lynching into 2020, what did they just, have they even put it in motion yet? They supposed to have passed it in 2021 about lynching. that it's a capital crime. They never wanted anything like that at a crime because they knew that they become likely to do it. They like to lynch us. So they didn't make that a crime. And so many of them have lynched that was still living. You know, those type of crimes don't ever go away. So if they had pictures of someone new, then they can be convicted, so to say. And if that was even true, Emmett Till's accuser walked free. They didn't want to do anything to her in her old age. But that's understandable. However, this Holocaust, brothers and sisters, you think that the things that they were doing then, that you can't just see them doing. This nation is sick. Their politicians, Hillary Clinton, all of them been eating babies, sodomizing and raping. They've been out to Jeffrey Epstein. They was tied in with Jeffrey Epstein. They was tied in that ring. Joe Biden coming out in his mind saying that he had a relationship with a 12-year-old girl when he was 30. These people are pedophiles, rapers, molesters. They've been doing that since the beginning of time, since their time. And these brothers and sisters, you have to understand that when I say they haven't changed, they haven't changed. These laws, you can still find them. You're still considered an animal. And when it gets hard to, you gotta think, let it get hard on food. Hard to have food. You already considered an animal. So they're going to justify eating you. They're going to justify eating you. Because you considered an animal. However, this Holocaust that we've been through in a strange land for 400 years is what the scriptures shared that we will go through, and afterward all these things will take place. The nation will be judged as we serve and we was afflicted by. They will be judged by Allah, and we will return to our land. And this world is coming to a fast end. The war of Armageddon, the apocalypse, and the new time of the new ark, the new heaven. So we're gonna leave this right here. Brothers and sisters, the Holocaust is all 400 years plus of the horror and terror that the black man and woman has experienced from all aspects of America's horror and terror infliction on us. The police killing us daily. And as they're hollering about somebody else's police force. Days before Iran's police force killed the 22-year-old young woman, a 28-year-old young woman here in America in police custody, died in the hands of police custody while in police custody. 31 black women died in the hands of police custody in the last year or so. 281 black women have died in police custody or shot down by the police since 2015. We're not even going to put the black males in the equation. Brothers and sisters, there is still no justice. There is still affliction. There is still no change being given. That you are less than, you're not equal to, you're never be equal to in American society. You are an animal, and that's what they treat us like, animals. Their police force guns us down, and at the same time, you will see them, the same police with his people, refuse to snatch that gun out and kill his own. But he wouldn't hesitate to shoot down a black man or a black child or anything in the likelihood of might be or maybe you don't even have a gun, and they'll put 100 bullets in you without ever seeing a gun, and then speak about somebody else police. But nothing's changed. Nothing. Zero has changed with America and its slave and its oppressed people and the black man and woman of America. Nothing has changed. The system hasn't changed. It has evolved. Brothers and sisters, you have to look deep, because nothing's changed. With that, we're going to get into our topic. The Holocaust. Is what everything that's taking place right now in the world today is, because a direct reflection of what happened with the black man and woman in this Holocaust. This presentation is titled "A Time of Unprecedented Trouble." A time of wars. And that's wars with an S. A time of unprecedented trouble. A time of wars. Brothers and sisters, we're living in a time of judgment and a time of change. America is being judged and the world is America is being judged and the world is also being judged as well. The earth, the earths, the people in all four corners, everyone is being judged for what they have done. Now, saying that this man of mischief have went across the world and made the world to shed blood and make mischief across the land from all four corners of the earth. Now we're sitting here up under the foot of this beast, amongst this beast, with his foot on our necks, and has been on our neck for 400 plus years. They're going to be judged for how they treated the black man and woman. All those years of horror and terror, all those years of rape, all those years of dehumanizing us, sodomizing us, lynching us, hanging us, just all types of tortures, the killings, the burnings, the number of horrors and terror, you can't even think of all the ways that how they done us. The injustice, the no equality, just all everything that you can think of. That's still everything that they started doing to us since the beginning. They have not changed their tactics. We are considered less than them. We are considered animals. Our lives have no value. They can speak about life all over the planet, but when it comes to the black man and woman, they don't. They're arguing about. Excuse me. They're inciting a riot in Iran now over the death of a 22-year-old young woman. Days before this young woman died, we talking about one young woman. Days before this young woman died, this year, in July, Breonna Greer, a 28-year-old woman that was picked up by the police. Her family called in. They wanted help with her, so they called in for her to get some medical assistance. However, instead of sending the ambulance to pick her up and take her to the hospital, 2 sheriff officers were dispatched. They got to her and said that they smelled alcohol on her breath. She admitted to it. They detained her. Well, they said they were detaining her for intoxication. At 22 years old, at your home, drinking is not a crime. She's not driving, she's at her home. No one in the community called, her family called for assistance to get her some medical attention. On July the 31st, 2022, 28-year-old Georgia woman dies in police custody. Breonna Greer. So they say that she was handcuffed and put into the back of the police car, and mysteriously on the way to the police station, which she never made it to, she fell out the back seat of the car. Her fall caused her to have severe brain damage. Her family, she fell out of the back seat. So before they released the footage, on July 27, Hancock County Sheriff Tomlin Primus sent 90 pages of reports to CBS 13 WMAZ referencing over a dozen contacts the police had with Greer in an attempt to justify their violence. Now, brothers and sisters, This is all the time with us, and we know that. There's nobody riding. There's nobody. There's nobody in this country and that country asking America what's taking place with America and the black man and woman. Why is the black man and woman still being oppressed, killed? The police force is killing us all the time. But you don't see or hear nations upset. You don't hear nations talking about protesting over this one death. You don't hear anything on behalf of the black man and woman. Because they see you as nothing. Nothing, brothers and sisters. Okay? That's there. We don't. Let me. Okay. So, a 23-year-old, listen, brothers and sisters, black woman dies in police custody in Indiana Jackson County Jail after repeatedly yelling for help. She was taken to the hospital on Friday, July 16th, where she later died that day in police custody. What was she yelling for? What was she yelling help for? Somebody was doing something to her. She was possibly being raped. In police custody. We can go on for days speaking about why ain't the world, no one take no one, the world ain't protesting America for their treatment of the black man and woman. So we can go on for days. Sandra Bland, Katherine Johnson, 92 years old, Atlanta police officer, left Katherine Johnson in a hail of bullets after they forced open the front door of her home and found Johnson standing with a revolver. They alleged having a botched drug raid on November 2015. So we're going to read what it says. 31 black women who died in police custody. 31. So we talking about white people all in America, Britain, in all different countries protesting, inciting a riot, all these things because a 22-year-old woman was killed by Iran's police force. And the president said that he was going to have it investigated. Now, 31 black women who died in police custody. We read 2 of them in July. So we know this year. We talking about what's taking place right now. But we say 31. Then you have we just said 31 black woman was killed in police custody. Nearly 250 black women have been fatally shot by police since 2015, September 4th, 2020. Like Breonna Taylor, 89 of them were killed at home. Of their residence where they or a residence where they sometimes stayed. Now, brothers and sisters, wait a minute. We're going to go into this one. This is to give you the understanding that we already know. Every time they kill a black woman, every time they kill a black man, the system covers it up. Our lives are not worth nothing to them. We are animals to them. That's why you have to understand. Elijah McClain's death. This is just an example. Caused by ketamine injection. Amended autopsy report says the 23-year-old black man died a week after he was stopped by police in Colorado and sedated by paramedics. An amended autopsy report released Friday revealed Elijah McClain, a 23-year-old black man who died after a confrontation with police officers, died because he was injected with ketamine by paramedics after being forcibly restrained. I believe this tragic fatality is most likely the result of ketamine toxicity. Now listen to this. This is what they write and give to the public. Why do we say that? Brothers and sisters, you have to understand. We are in the same conditions that we've always been in. We are animals to them. Our life is worth nothing to them, nothing to America. Now, just listening, they're saying his life was taken by ketamine. Ketamine. Like, ketamine just is a person that just came down. Yeah, ketamine killed him. Yeah, a case of ketamine intoxicity. Like, this is nothing. This is every day. This type of happens every day. So, this is the report they put out to give to the public. This is the police, the DA. This is the reporter, the paramedics. Everybody's in. Everybody's against us here in America. Let's finish reading it. The report said, adding, McClain's receiving a higher dosage of the sedative. He received a higher dosage of the sedative than he should have. Simply put, the dosage of ketamine was too much. Listen to that. He received a higher doses of ketamine than he should have. Simply saying the dosage was too much. When do the police restrain you and call the ambulance and have them come shoot you with ketamine, a sedative? When does that happen? But they talk about it like this is every day. Oh, he just received a higher dosage. The dosage was too much. This shit is all illegal. Every part of it. It's nothing right about it. But they speaking on it as this is just the way he just received a higher dosage. Oh, we gave him too much. Let us keep reading. For this individual and the results it resorted in an overdose. This the way they was gonna play it. They was gonna sweep it right up under the rug like they sweep all the other deaths, murders of black women, murders of black men in police custody. See, this is just a pure example of not the treatment, not what happened to you, because we know what happened, but this is how the system looks at you, and this is how they handle it. They work together and cover up the truth. Now, the manner of McClain's death is undermined according to the amended report. Now look, this is the report that the DA, the police officers, the reporter, the paramedics, this is that's what they wrote. This is what they were going to put out. This is what they were going to release. Mind you, this is so far from the truth, but this is every day when it's a black man or woman. The truth is never given. The truth is always suppressed and hidden. The original autopsy report, signed November 7, 2019, said McClain's cause of death could not be determined, but listen, the original autopsy, this is the all the way down to the person doing the autopsy, the person that wrote this, the police, the paramedics, the chief, the DA, everybody, that the whole system is in on this report. This report cannot come out without all the people, all of them agreeing on this is what we're going to do with this. Then so they were going to say that, like, this is a natural thing. The police calls the paramedics come and inject people with catamine like it's an everyday thing. Shoot him with catamine. Oh, you gave him too much catamine. Catamine got him. Oh, now, in the end, they couldn't determine the cause of death. But they were saying catamine killed him. But at the end of the autopsy, when they can find all types of things, you seen Dr. G. She always telling how somebody died. Looking deep into, they said they couldn't determine what he died from. But he was shot with catamine. However, that's the report. It could not be determined, but new information that emerged during a grand jury investigation prompted the state attorney general's office to order a second autopsy. The opinions rendered were based on information available at the time. How the hell is that the only information available at the time? It was rendered at the time. That was the only information available. Since then, This officer has received, this office has received additional material for review, including intensive body camera footage, witness, witness, a witness statement, and additional records, the report said. Now, we ain't gonna get to it. This is just giving you the after this report, additional records, the report said. Now, this is just proving that the lie, they was on the take. They was about to, this all these things that they have. Then they come up with the body cam. They had the footage of the body cam. They had a witness statement and additional records. And additional. But they said they had all this, but they said these things wasn't available. But we're not bearing on that. It's just, that's just used for what we already know. And what is being shared with you, brothers and sisters. That you are an animal. Your life means nothing to America. Your life is less than an animal. You're an animal. We are animals to them. They kill us all the time, daily. Nobody is speaking up. You don't see nobody riding. You don't see nobody talking about what's taking place to the black man and woman. America is still killing blacks every day. Their police, they execute us on a daily. This is all the time. All the time. A brother, a black man running with his hands up with, what was it, 6 police? Didn't have a gun. They shot that brother, that black man, countless times. He was running away from them, yelling, "Don't kill me." This is every day. All day in America. What do you think your life is worth to them? Nothing. They haven't changed this system. They haven't changed the way that they see the black man and woman. They're not going to change. After 400 plus years, they haven't changed and they're not going to change. We don't look and understand that war is taking place all over the world. America is injecting war on many fronts. America has this thing that it's dominant, or it's, gonna bully the world and force its way in its sick ways on other nations as their double standards, contradicting, lying, no justice, no, just everything. The world sees America for what it is. And these European nations, double standards, contradicting everything they do. Nobody, they do it all the time, but they want to point fingers at the rest of the world. They want to act, America want to point fingers at China for what they're doing. America want to march and protest for a 22-year-old woman getting killed by the police in Iran. And a couple days before she was killed, America's police force had killed a couple days, weeks, a couple of black women in their custody. Not to say the rest of the black women that they killed in their custody, 31. And then 181 black women that been shot, killed in police custody since 2015. Hundreds. And we're not going to get into this brother who we just got through speaking about. Did we give the date? That was man. It was this year. That's what I can say. This was this year. No. Oh well. No. It wasn't this year. But one of us died this year by the hands of the police. More than that. But this is just to say, brothers and sisters, we are in a time of unprecedented trouble. America is in a time of unprecedented trouble. The world is. We're in a time of wars. The things that you're seeing happen around the world, the economy of Europe's economy crashing, It's getting cold. They're having energy crisis. War is days away. America is going to find itself at war in days. And America is going to find itself at war on many fronts. And brothers and sisters are thinking that they have found, or thinking that they have security here in America. They're going to find their security here. When not only is America finding itself in war with on many fronts, America is being judged by Allah, by God. America is being judged. However, our people are not looking at what's taking place around the world. They find themselves in a matrix, a world of matrix. They're not paying attention, or they don't think that these wars are true, to the point that they're speaking about nuclear war. And it's people over here in America that are in Florida that haven't ate. It's people in Mississippi that don't have drinking water right now. It's the capital of Mississippi, 100 and some thousand people, 90, what is it? 83%, 85, a high percent of them are black people. Listen, do you hear when they're still having these water problems? Do you hear people marching? Did you see people talking about what's happening with the black man and woman on any front? Where are they going to get help? Or are they going to get help? No. You don't hear an outcry from no one. You can see the outcry when Kentucky, when those white people in Kentucky was flooded and having problems. The president showed up and promised them, yeah, we're going to assist you. Get them some help. But when the water goes bad in Jackson, Mississippi, they say, well, you should make sure your people paying the bill. Like the damn bill. Like black people don't pay their damn bills. They got black people messed up. They don't care. Brothers and sisters, you think that something's changed. You think that these people care about you in some kind of, they got your interests at mind. You are falsely You're really misunderstanding that you are in the same condition that you've always been in. This country has the same laws, it's the same system, or it's the same system that's been brought up on your back with its foot on your neck. Nothing has changed. It has evolved. It's made its way, but the laws still are the same. In this time of unprecedented trouble, these times of war, when America goes to war in the Middle East, that will be the next war, and it's happening any day now. The abomination of desolation. America is going to war in the Middle East with their they're going to war with Michael and his angels with Iran and Syria. Michael and his angels, they're going to war with America. They're going to war with the dragon, Saudi Arabia, Gog and Magog, Britain and America, and false Israel. When this war takes place, when this war begins, brothers and sisters, this is the beginning of wars. Of wars. When this war takes place, the strike of this war begins a time of unprecedented trouble that is going to come up on you quickly. There will be no stopping. After this war in the Middle East starts, this war is the fuse. Is going to ignite all the war of Armageddon, the apocalypse, the plagues, the demon plagues. All these wars are ignited by this war in the Middle East. And when this war in the Middle East is ignited, brothers and sisters, America and Britain, the House of Saud is going to get removed from Saudi Arabia. America and Britain is going to get kicked out the Middle East. And false Israel is going to be sieged. When that happens, all blacks are going to be attacked, brothers and sisters. All blacks in Britain and in America. What are you going to do? You think, well, some of you going to cry, well, why are we being attacked? You don't understand what's going on. You don't understand what's happening. But the truth is being given to you. But all blacks is going to be attacked. And see if they who's marching, who's speaking up for you. See if any of that takes place. See if any of that, when they are already in a terrible condition that they're going to be in. Nobody's going to care about your black butt. Matter of fact, they're going to care less about you because they're going to know exactly who you are in a minute. They're going to they're going to try to take you out physically, get rid of you. So this time of unprecedented trouble, this time of wars, as you can look around, our people is too busy on thinking that they have found some security amongst their open enemy. They're too busy paying attention to basketball, paying attention to the football game, and who's playing baseball, and who got drafted to this team. Mine, not even looking at, it's a war here. It's war here. These countries are setting up, getting ready for war. 1,000 men are sitting here. All these things that are happening. But our people are sitting here in a belief matrix, or in a hole, and it lost in the matrix, and out of touch with reality, out of touch with what's taking place in the real world. Don't know what has happened to them, and what the scriptures say. It's directly because of the black man and woman. They don't see no connection with the scriptures. They are disconnected with the truth. But the truth is being given to you. We are in the time of the abomination of desolation. We're in a time of unprecedented trouble. At the spark of this war, in the Middle East, it's no turning back. I mean, we can talk about it right now to get your mind prepared and find the understanding to know what's taking place. But once this war ignites, a time of unprecedented trouble. Unprecedented. A time like never before. Your brothers and sisters, you're going to witness this. And if you see, these things are going to take place in this year. You thinking, oh no, before the end of this year, this time of unprecedented trouble will be up on us. You're out of touch with the truth. You look at the scriptures as if you don't even believe the scriptures. You don't believe God said after 400 years. All these things that can be proven after the 400 years, the plague came. Several people then died. A plague that will kill the firstborn of Egypt, the Caucasians. All these things has happened. It told you it's killing the firstborn. The first 5 months locust plague. George Floyd, the George Floyd thing. George Floyd got murdered. Caused the 5 months riots and ruckus, fighting back and everything. On the 5th month, it disappeared and had nothing been said since. The abomination, the JCPOA, it's off the table. We told 2 years ago that before Biden was even in our office trying to resurrect it, we share with you the outcome before he even started working on it. Now it's off the table. Brothers and sisters, when this war takes place in the Middle East, this war is the ignition to the War of Armageddon. The War of Armageddon is the ignition to the apocalypse. Some things, the Seven Thunders gives you understanding of the 7 major wars. But brothers and sisters, you have to put your mind into reality and bring yourself to what's really taking place right now. It's war all around you. You're not prepping for it. You're thinking that you're in some safe zone or to even look at or prepare or get ready to or understand for what the scriptures say. If the rest of the planet is preparing for war, what the hell makes you think that you shouldn't be preparing for war? What makes you think that you're not finna see these trying times when look across the world? Look at what's taking place. You just think everything is gonna be nuclear bomb. War. We don't have to worry about it. We're gonna still be doing the same thing that we were doing. The war is coming here. Or it's America's so big and strong. They couldn't beat sheep herders in Afghanistan. Goat herders. They couldn't beat the Viet Cong. They ain't beat nobody. They couldn't. Better go look at America's real war record. Because if they wouldn't have dropped a bomb on them, they wouldn't. Them people didn't have nothing. They didn't beat the goat herders in Afghanistan. They got kicked out of there, ran out of there. So tough, so get. Brothers and sisters, you have to come to reality. Get your mind to what's happening in the real world. The truth is being given to you. Many of our people are going to lose their lives for the lack of knowledge because they didn't accept the truth when it was brought to them. It was being given to you. The scriptures are telling you what's taking place. You can't, it's only the breaker of the seven seals, the messenger of the covenant, is telling us, it's giving you the facts from the Abrahamic covenant. It's letting you know that as I don't care what nobody try to tell you or make up, nobody can take the facts from the truth. They can't change the truth. 400 plus 1619 to 2020, they can't change that. 1619 to 2019, 400 years. 2020, the plague broke out that killed the firstborn, the elderly of the Europeans, of Pharaoh, of the Egyptians, the Caucasian nations. Killed the firstborn, and it passed over those with the blood of the Lamb. It passed over the black nations. It passed over Haiti. It passed over Africa. Passed over the blacks. The China told you that they thought black people was immune to it from the very beginning because of the doctors and nurses that were black wasn't contracting the plague when it broke out from the beginning. To the point they start kicking blacks off their country. They can't take the facts. You can't take the truth and try to make it a lie. The facts prove where we are, what time it is. Let's bring this to a close. Whoa, didn't know I went that long. But let's bring this to a close. Brothers and sisters, we're in a very serious time. Very. And when this war breaks out in the Middle East, this time of unprecedented trouble. Unprecedented trouble. Never before. Never happened before. They're going to receive all 400 plus years of terror and horror that they inflicted on us, the black man and woman, all in inside a year's time. We will see. We're going to be made to witness, and a lot are going to go through pain and strife and tribulations. Because it's going to take that to get them to understand what's taking place. The truth of the matter that was given to you, that been brought to you far in advance, to keep you from having to go through it to keep you to where you can experience just a small part of it. This abomination of desolation is the spark to this time of unprecedented trouble, brothers and sisters. I mean, war is all around us. War is inevitable. War is coming to America. The war is, this world will be at war. War is inevitable, brothers and sisters. And you're going to find yourself in the midst, inside of a war. And you're not going to be prepared for it. You don't know it. You're gonna be so stupid that you ain't gonna even know that you're in a war until you're being slaughtered, till you're being killed. That's how I'm gonna bring this to a close, and greet you in the greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum.